There was a greedy man. He had enough money but kept wanting more. He spent his days working in an office. One evening he came home and his wife said to him, "Let's go for a walk and watch the sunset together." "I can't," answered the man, and ignored his wife. The next day the man spent the whole day in his office again. He came home late in the evening, and his wife welcomed him with dinner. But the man took the food and put it in the trash bin. He then put his clothes on and left. But before he left, his wife said, "Your greed for money will ruin your life." "It won't," replied the man, and ignored his wife again. Days passed, and the man kept ignoring his wife. One day when he came home late, the house was quiet and empty. He looked for his wife, but she was not there. He went to the kitchen and found a note, and next to the note was her ring. The note read, "In search of wealth, you lost love."
A little boy had a test and was told by his teacher to write his dream life. The little boy wrote that he wants to have a lot of money, a beautiful wife, and own a restaurant. When his teacher gave him back the paper, the boy was in tears because he failed the test. He asked his teacher, "Why did I fail?" The teacher replied, "Your dream is impossible." The little boy was in tears. He then left the classroom and never came back there again. The little boy grew up, and all this time he was working very hard. His dreams became true. He was the owner of a very successful restaurant. He had a beautiful wife and a lot of money. One day he saw that his old teacher came to his restaurant. The teacher saw him and said, "Did your impossible dreams came true already?" "Yes, they did. I am the owner of this restaurant."
A blind man was walking down the street, and at one point his wallet fell out of his pocket. A little boy noticed the wallet and took it. He started running, and suddenly he was hit on the head and fell. He began to dream. A man appeared in front of him. "You've done a lot of bad things. You will go to hell." The boy started to cry and said, "Please, give me one more chance." The man looked at the boy, and then the boy woke up in the middle of the street holding a wallet in his hand. He got up from the ground and started looking for the blind man. He noticed the man and ran to him. "Sir, I am sorry that I took your wallet. Forgive me," he said. "I forgive you," replied the blind man. "God always sees everything."
Every day a lady would make 2 loaves of bread, one for her family and another for anyone who would walk past her house. She noticed that every day the same man came and took the loaf of bread. The man would always say, "The evils that you are doing stay with you, but the kindnesses will come back to you." He kept coming every day, and the women felt angry because he was the only one who took the bread. One day, she decided to get rid of the man. She put poison in the loaf of bread. But as she was about to give it to the man, she thought to herself, "What am I doing?" and threw the loaf into the fire. She gave him the loaf of bread that was for her family, and the man took the bread and said again, "The evils that you are doing stay with you, but the kindnesses will come back to you." A couple of minutes later, she heard a knock on the door. She opened the door, and there stood her son in dirty clothes, tired and pale. He told her, "I was walking in the forest when I fell into a deep hole. I was there for 3 days and was dying from hunger, but a man saved me. He brought me a ladder, took care of me, and gave me a big warm loaf of bread.